Hello everyone, my name is Ben Scorpion and welcome to the Bungie 30th anniversary event. Now, I will be honest, yesterday, I was doing a lot more playing than I was making videos. I did make one important video, and as you can see, I've been drudging throughout the dungeons, as I almost have a completely full Thorn armor set on my Warlock. And as well, Anais and Luna also dropping from the new dungeon. But if you were not one of those people that got one of these things and you noticed there was collectibles that were tied to a certain exotic rocket launcher ornament, if you wanted to find a guide for all collectibles, I do have one, and I will put it up in the top right card for you right now if you want to actually go and find all those collectibles for yourself next time you run through Grasp of Avarice. It is an amazing dungeon, would definitely recommend doing that for loot and just experience reasons. Now, moving into Destiny, there is all sorts of new things going on, including new activities, new dungeon, new air quotes social space, tons of new cosmetics, awesome new weapons to drop in 30th anniversary. I'll have a little bit of separate videos covering new weapons, new cosmetics, and those other things, but I will mainly cover reset details this week. So, as you can see, important details going about. 30th anniversary, of course, started. There is a new destination with Eternity and all that, so be sure to visit Xur there. You'll be actually pulled right out on your first character login on. You'll be loaded right into the new activity, Dares of Eternity. Now, as well, Iron Banner is active right now with boosted Crucible Valor, so if you wish to partake in that and play Crucible still while there's so much cooler stuff to do, you can definitely do that as well. A lot of the new weaponry could be very new in meta. Now, a lot of people have been talking about too, I suppose I should mention, there's a lot of cool details with this new thing, including some crossover things. So if you're running throughout the world and you might notice a few new swords that might be running about, specifically where to go, the Have Truths, which is literally half of a freaking energy sword, there is lots of cool new stuff going about in the world. So be sure to check about, watch a few videos if you don't feel like looking for yourself. But getting into the big details, it is, of course, a Tuesday, which means the world has rotated around a bit. Now, moving into our rotations, like I said, Iron Banner, Momentum Control is around. So if you have anything you need to do in there, if you need to get some cheeky bow kills for a Catalyst or two, I'd recommend possibly going there to farm that out. Now, as well, for the Vanguard, we have a new Grandmaster Nightfall, and that is the Corrupted. So this one is a very difficult Nightfall if you don't know exactly what you're doing. And I would recommend you look up a guide on strategies and possibilities. There has been several things adjusted to this one, and the strike itself did get a little bit nerfed again. I don't know the full details to the way things have been changed, but there was some removed enemies in some places and other things. But just going through all of the modifiers, we have Epitaph for every taken combatant you kill, dropping Blight Geysers, Unstoppable Overload Champions, aka Taking Champions. No radar. There is Grandmaster modifiers per the usual. It means match game for matching shield elements. Equipment lock to not change mid-run. Extinguish for if everyone wipes, you all go to orbit. Limited revives, meaning you don't have unlimited revives. I don't know why that freaking stroked me out a little bit. And mob champions, as well as Sadia's Durance for arc damage and knockback damage, and distance is increased. So keep an eye out for Sadia. She hurts a lot more than usual. Now, moving on, of course, I should mention, though, of course, it is Palindrome and Swarm. Although, as much as it is an adept Palindrome on the line, I might recommend instead you go for an Ice Luna. From what I've been hearing, this has been performing just generally smoother and better than Fatebringer and freaking Palindrome, possibly. So, of course, this doesn't have adept, but there is Grunt Birthday Party now, if you want to actually go for it. So it is now in a battle of the adaptive hand cannons, as there are now 3 major hard hitters available for that category. Nothing new with Gambit, I'm just playing ignoring that and checking. With the Vault of Glass Master Mode, it should revolve around again, considering I did a Master Atheon and got Corrective Measure last week on Tuesday itself. Now, of course, per the usual, mob champions, or not mob, barrier overload match game, mob champions, air superiority, chat for no radar, and the wait for it challenge. This one is Conflux Challenge, which drops the Vision of Confluence time lost if you so desire to go for it. And this one is basically killing the wyverns as they are sacrificing. You can damage them as much as you want before they get to the confluxes, but as soon as they get to there and start sacrificing, you must eradicate them as fast as possible, because if you don't, you wipe. But that is challenge mode. And of course, oh wait, forgot one more thing. What is our armor roll? we have strength-focused armor. So if you have any melee builds and want to try and get that higher boosted stat, I would recommend going there. Now, going to Europa for our rotations, we have agility for our simulation. That is basically the one you have to jump a little bit more for. And we have the Asterian Abyss Eclipse Zone with the Warrior Empire Hunt. Now, a lot of people say this one's the most annoying. Honestly, the boss fight is not too terrible. It's the section before the boss fight with the break that's the worst thing. But at this point, if people have been playing enough. For the Pinnacle, for the Master and all that, it is not that hard anymore. Now, as well, for Deepstone Crypt, I forgot what it was last week, but it's now Core 4, which means it is Taniks Challenge. Taniks boss fight, specifically. That's basically just 4-ball strat in it. If you know what you're doing, it's super simple. If not, there are plenty of guides to make it easy, but it's basically just plant all 4 of the nuclear cores at once, and it's easier anyways because it extends the damage phase. Now, that is everything I want to cover. I'm trying to keep this as cut down as possible, so I will visit Banshee, and then I will cut it off there, as I have lots of things I want to do. I'm actually recording this the day it's going to go live, which is a Wednesday, which means I have Halo Infinite to do. Like, blazing through this, we have False Promises, High Impact Frame, Underdog Swashbuckler. Not terrible, but I would not get it myself. A pretty god roll, Toil and Trouble, because Assault Mag and Full Choke, those are good. Range Masterwork, Full Auto, Rampage. Rampage not so great, but Full Auto is still good with Assault Mag. Now, a pretty decent god roll, Last Dance, Ricochet Rounds, Under Pressure, and Kill Clip. This is a annoying archetype to go against if you fight against anyone adept with these burst sidearms. Now, as well, Pleiadius Corrector. This is 4 times Charm Wellstring with Ricochet Rounds. This one is a decent PvE roll, and if Anti-Barrier Scout was the thing, I would recommend 4 times Charm for that, but it's not, so I won't say so. Now, Temptation's Hook. This one's a really good roll. It comes with Jagged Edge, which is basically the most damage you can get on the sword, as well as Relentless Strikes and Vorpal Weapon. So it is honestly a pretty solid roll. If you are a fan of Temptation's Hook, or at least a caster swords in general, I would recommend you pick this one up. As well, Tarantula. This one is not a great one. If you don't have any other linear fusions and you don't know where to get any, this could be a quick one you can pick up to use. Meanwhile, with Particle, but I will say Particle Reconstruction might not be the meta it once was now that they added Team Wolf Pack rounds. I'll get into that once I cover the actual video. So, that being said, that is everything for the reset. Briefly, like I said, there's new dungeon, new 6-player match-made activity that's free to everyone, new ornaments, new armor, new weapons. It is a big, big time to get back into Destiny because all this is awesome. There are so many callbacks to games past in Bungie's history, and I would definitely recommend anyone who is a Destiny fan, regardless of Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, to get into Destiny 2 and try this stuff out. That being said, my name is Scorpion, and thank you for watching, and see me in the next video where I cover the weapons of the 30th anniversary.